Dedicated employees are imperative for the success of any company, but they're also imperative because they define who you are. Sister Love, the oldest women-centered sexual reproductive justice organization in the southeastern United States, is proud to present InnerViews, a chance for you to meet our fam, our foot soldiers, our everyday ambassadors that transform brick and mortar into places that unapologetically focus on our commitment to the community.
Hey everybody, this is Sybil Miller, Director of Comms for Sister Love. Thank you for joining me for another wonderful session of InnerViews, where I get to interview my colleagues, my sisters, and sometimes brother in the struggle, in the work that Sister Love does every day. And I call us I should say my colleagues, the unsung heroes sometimes. And I want to be able to shine a light on those that do the work, our foot soldiers, our ambassadors of here at Sister Love. So today I am really thrilled to be joined by Dr. TaMara Rose. Thank you so much, as I know how busy you are, and this is going to be fun and always a learning experience, because we learn from one another. So let me back up by telling you that my pronouns are she, her, hers. Now I'm going to segue to Dr. T, as I call her, and have her introduce herself and tell us what she does here at Sister Love.
Thank you so much. It is an honor and pleasure and joy to be able to have this conversation. I am Dr. TaMara Rose, and my pronouns are she, her, hers, and I am the One Love Program Manager here at Sister Love, and that's a huge title, but what I love about the title is that it's very descriptive of all that I embody, which is love, right? And so under this One Love initiative, this innovative, creative initiative, I have the opportunity to manage 4 different programs or projects. So one is developing a healthy love assessment form, which is used with our testing component, our testing department rather, here at Sister Love. Also, I am over the Healthy Love brand, which is Sister Love's flagship program, which is the Healthy Love Party. So we're expanding that into a movement, into an experience, and I'm super duper excited about that. And then the other component is this innovative, I'll just call it a one-stop shop, all things sexuality space. And I'll just leave it there because I don't want to talk too much about it and give too much away in this moment. So that's what I do. It's a lot, but I love it.
And that's a great segue to my next question, and that is, tell me and others why that work means so much to you personally.
I have been in this field of human sexuality for over 30 years, and there's nothing more I love than empowering Black women with knowledge, tools, and skills to make decisions around their pleasure, their bodily autonomy, just to really embody their authenticity. So having the capacity to be able to work at Sister Love, that embodies the love that we are as sisters, is so very meaningful to me, not just professionally, right, but personally, as you said, because I got into this field years ago, like I said, when there weren't many Black women shouting from the mountaintops about sexuality, let alone that we deserve pleasure, let alone that we deserve to govern our body with autonomy, never mind that our sexuality is so complex and is all of these intersectionalities of our sexuality. And so to be able to be in the field as long as I have and to see the conversation shift from risk, death, disease, and dying to, oh yeah, we do deserve pleasure, is a phenomenal space to be in for me.
I knew to say personally, because you're one of the lucky ones that does what you feel and what empowers you. And that comes across in the work that you do here at Sister Love. So thank you for that. Okay. Shifting gears just a tad, tell us a little fun fact about you, something that we don't know.
You know what? And a lot of people find this and they debate me about it. And that is, I'm actually really shy. If I'm not the person walking into the room that's going to have the conversation. If you talk to me, I'll talk back. But you know how some people can walk into the room, they can work the room and everybody knows them by the end of the party or event. I'm the one that's kind of sitting off by myself or maybe mingling with people that I know. But if you don't ask me questions, I'm not really going to talk to you. But if you get me talking about sexuality or if you see me speak, you're like, that's a completely different person. But yeah, I'm really shy. A lot of people don't know that.
You know what's interesting, Dr. T? A lot of entertainers, a lot of public speakers actually say that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I find that so interesting because you're right. It's like your persona or what your gift is doesn't allow you to be shy, but when you are able to just kind of be not in that space, you get to be who you really are, or, you know, just sort of be more of an observer. So, I mean, even though that does surprise me because of how we interact and how often, it sounds very much like a lot of the entertainers and public speakers that are asked that question, which I find is really interesting. I'm one of those big mouth people that walks into the that will pull you out. Hey, come over here, Dr. T. We need both in the world, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm the person that's going to introduce you to talk. I'm the one that's not shy to do that, but I don't have anything else to say after that.
And that's so funny because I'll stand there nervous and as butterflies inside about to fall apart, but when I step foot on that stage and open my mouth, it's so interesting because I can even see the transformation of myself occurring as I'm speaking. It's like a total outer body experience sometimes for me. And I'm standing back like, wow, who was that? Like, you know, but I love it. It's my gift, it's my purpose.
Yeah.
There's nothing else in this world I'd rather do.
It drives you. That's why I love that whole, what you just said really does liken itself to what a lot of entertainers say. I find that fascinating. What drew you to Sister Love?
Sister love.
Best answer ever.
Yeah, the ability to love on my Black sisters. Now, I'm unapologetically all things Black women. You know, I serve other women and I get it, but we need a platform, we need a space, we need a voice. And because Sister Love and Dazon's fire and her passion, baby, listen, that is the reason why I'm here, because I've admired her and her work for years. Even before I actually met Dazon, it was so funny. I told her that I actually did a paper on Sister Love for my grad program at the University of Michigan. I was doing a paper on Black women and HIV, and I did a paper on Sister Love was included in that paper as, you know, Black women who have been speaking up and been in the forefront of this field for so long. And so I actually did that before I had an opportunity to meet Dazon. So when I met her in Orlando at the USCA, I was like, oh, I have to meet her. I have to meet her when I found out that she was going to be speaking. And so that's when I met her. I think that was in like 18 maybe, or something like that.
Okay.
But that's what drew me. That's what drew me to Sister Love. Sister Love, Dazon's fire, her passion, her commitment, and the ability to be able to love on my sisters.
Thank you, Dr. TaMara. You know, I hear that often, that Dazon is the reason a lot of people seek out to be a part of Sister Love, whether that be a volunteer, whether that is they see an opening for Sister Love. They've read something about Dazon, they heard her speak. You know, she has a way of energizing people. And, you know, the work is hard. She does a great job at keeping us focused on the work. So yeah, that doesn't surprise me that you had that encounter, that you would want to be a part of that. And we're happy that you are. Is there a profound moment you've had since working for Sister Love, something that stuck with you since coming on board?
I would say the level of passion and commitment that everyone that I've come in contact with in terms of the team has for Sister Love. Like, we each have our complexities and our uniqueness, right? But it all works together to create this beautiful hodgepodge of sisterhood, right? And so that for me is very profound in and of itself, because rarely do you have an organization where you have the majority of all Black women working together.
True.
Right? in a space that's supportive, encouraging, and nurturing. And even sometimes when it's a bit challenging, it's still supportive, nurturing, and encouraging. And so for me, because a lot of times they say Black women can't do it, we can't pull it off, we can't work together. And to see it in sister love, but not to just see it, right? But to be a part of it is very profound to me, because I'm like, yes, we can do it. We can support each other. We can love on each other. We can have challenges. We can fall out. Like they say, teeth and tongue can fall out, but by dinner time, they back together. So that's sometimes may happen. We may fall out, but we come right back together. And when we come back together, it's stronger and more profound than before. Like the Appreciate Loves you did the other day
was powerful.
So powerful, right?
Yeah,
and just to see us all talk about our challenges in a space of love, baby, you don't see that. Not often talk about that. You know, I've never worked in an environment that is this way. And people show up authentically as themselves. If we're not feeling it, I'm not feeling it today. And everybody gets it, respects it, and we move on. And that's, to me, the most profound part, one of the most profound parts about working at Sister Love.
I could not agree with you more. Now, it's funny. I love this. I do a lot of stuff I love. I'm much like you, Dr. T. I feel very fortunate that I've been able to pursue a career because I love what I do. And I've done it for several companies. I've done it for very large corporations. Sister Love is absolutely the smallest organization I've ever worked for. And it's at what I always tell people, it's at the sunset of my career. You know, as much as I'd like to think I'm 25, I'm not. But I wouldn't trade what I've learned, the wisdom. You know, in fact, I'm wearing an owl that my mother-in-law, God rest her soul, gave me a while ago. And I always look at this. I put it on today because I thought I needed a little more wisdom. I very much have in my life pull from a pool of women that I know have never let me down. And I'm very blessed to still have my mother here that I talk to every day, that I still learn from. Sister Love is almost a component of that, to your point. And it is because we get to shatter that myth that Black women can't work together, that we can't be professional in this, that we can't solve problems, not just talk about them, that we cannot be looked at as experts in our fields, that we cannot go out and mentor other women of all colors, but have a special lookout for our Black sisters that, quite frankly, are looking up at us just for that. So you bring up a very good point. We are intergenerational. We are wise. We are energetic. Some are entering their career, some are ending their career. Whatever that mixture is, that is where we are, and that is what we do. And I couldn't be prouder of that. So yeah, thank you for bringing that up, because everyone has brought up maybe interactions with the public that we serve. I believe you are the first person that has brought up interactions with each other, which is vital, because if we're not whole, we can't help anyone. So I figured you'd bring this up, given what you do. So yeah, I appreciate that. That's energetic. That makes me happy to hear you say that. What would you consider your super hero power?
My vulnerability and my willingness to sit in that space of vulnerability, because I understand that from it comes power, comes growth, comes healing. And so I would say that, and then also within vulnerability is my capacity to love, because that's what I am, and that's all I want to do is love.
That's great answer, Dr. T. Great answer.
Thank you.
When it's your time for I should say this differently. When it's the time for you to end your journey with Sister Love, for whatever reason that is, and whenever that presents itself to you, what would you like to be remembered for?
I'm never going nowhere, first of all.
Ding, ding, ding. Right answer.
I would like to be remembered for my love, and the love that I have for this work, for the beautiful souls that we serve.
Yes.
I would want to be remembered for my commitment, my passion, although sometimes misunderstood, but that within that passion is really all from a space of love and gratitude, and being honored to just be able to be chosen to serve. That's what I would want to be remembered for.
I love that. And there's strength in serving, right? I'm, one of the things that I remember, and I cannot remember who said it, so I may have read it, but I just know it stuck with me. But it was a story about like a second or third generation servant of the Queen. And how after a few generations of this one family, whether that had been a chambermaid or, first gentleman to, I think they call them that, like a butler, but they call them different things. And someone asked, well, hey, those are olden times. Why would you still want to do that? Like, what, have some dignity, do something else. And what that person said was, there's strength. You must have strength, and you must be able to think beyond yourself every single day when you are serving others. You cannot think about how you're impacted. You're thinking about what I do impacts someone else. And not everyone can do that because it makes you selfless. And that's not the first thing we as human beings are. I never forgot that. It was a great lesson. And of course, it was said much better than I just said to you. But what I got out of that is not everybody can do this work. And I know that more and more every day that I stay in the work. If you had asked me 10 years ago, would I ever do this? Or work for an organization that does this, I probably would have said no. That's not how I envision myself. But you know what? I don't believe in coincidences. I believe that we end up where we're supposed to be when we're supposed to be there. Now it's up to you to make it work, but you're given opportunity every single day to make it work. And you just have to put your spin on it to do that, and then the fact that we get to do that and help others, countless others, by the way, that we'll never hear from. We don't know what our footprint has done. And I don't think we're supposed to all the time. That's why you just do it full speed every day, because you don't know who you're impacting. So that's what we get to do at Sister Love. And we get to empower one another when we forget that, or we're just feeling like I don't have it today. To your point earlier.
Yeah.
What quote or saying best defines you?
What best defines me is love. It's always going to be love. Because I am love, right? But I feel like a quote that defines me, and I have it tattooed actually right here on my arm. And I sometimes forget it, but it's carpe diem, seize the moment. Because we never know when these moments are going to be gone. But not only just seize the moment, but be present in the moment, because we spend so much time in the past or in the future that we miss out on so many opportunities, because we're too busy focused on what I'm gonna do tomorrow, what I'm gonna eat for dinner, what happened last week, what happened yesterday, and we forget to be present and show up not just for other people, but for ourselves as well. And so again, we always have these mantras, especially when you have a national incident or something like that, and life is so short, and it is, but I think that we only see those moments that life are too short when we have a tragedy. And so my goal, if I have a goal, would be to seize the moment, because we never know, not just when it's a tragedy, right? But every moment, embody it, because then you get to feel it, then you get to live it, right? Because when we're in the past or we're in the future, we're not living. We can't appreciate everything and all things. And so if I had to choose something, it would definitely be carpe diem, from a space of love. How about I combine them?
That's great. You could add that to this is what I call tattoos. That's your ultimate cheat sheet, that you have that on your arm. I love that you combine that. And that is how I see you. And that is certainly what you put into the work that you do here at Sister Love. And I really thoroughly enjoy getting to know my colleagues, of course, present company included, beyond the paperwork, or in this day and age, beyond
Yes.
the laptop. So
Mhm.
I appreciate you, Dr. TaMara, and I thank you for everything you bring to Sister Love and for opening up to myself and to those that are watching. And that's it. That's how painless this whole thing is. I know, isn't it fun? It's like one of the most fun things that I do. Um, and it's hard to make time sometimes. Bryson and I often say, "Oh, do we have anyone this week?" And we're like, "No, we can't because we're doing this, or we're writing talking points, or we're doing what we do, and also trying to assist our colleagues slash family with what they do." So we got to take time to get to know one another, but moreover, to appreciate one another. We're in this space, to your eloquent point. We're in this space together today. That's not ever promised tomorrow. And so we must be able to enjoy one another and be able to get to know each other while we can. So I want to thank you for spending the time with me today and for sharing a little bit about you. Um, that's going to wrap it up for today. As I say every episode, I cannot do this or literally anything I do that requires a laptop uh, without Bryson Edwards, Sister Love's digital strategist. And he's the silent partner, but I can tell you, if it weren't for that silent partner, you wouldn't hear these voices. So thank you, Bryson. And thank you again, Dr. TaMara. And peace out, everybody.
Peace.